He pukes and makes skin suits out of people.
So
Isn't that what sociopaths do?
People?
Don't worry about it. You know, that Vladimir Putin vibe is what I'm going for.
No, I didn't kiss her before I puked.
He kissed her after. But yeah, it's all about the fear, really. Get him to fear you, and then...
Best Grant quote ever. I want people to fear me.
Fear me? You want to play a game?
Oh god. Dude, Saw. Okay, Saw is one of those movies that fucked me up as a kid.
I never saw it. I had no interest.
Good. It's basically just gruesome murder.
Yeah, as a general rule, I don't like horror movies, but there's two types of horror movies, and I don't like either of them. See, the thing is, there's the ones like Saw, and then there's ones like, what was the name of that movie?
Paranormal Activity?
Sure, that's a good example. The first one I actually did really like, but then all the ones after I was like, meh. But so there's like spoopy ghost horror movies, and I usually just find them boring. So then there's the Saw type movies. Final Destination, I guess that's a horror movie. But like Saw is a good example. They legitimately just creep me out too much. Like, I guess they do their job, but it's supposed to be like an exciting horror ride, right? I just feel just disturbed, you know? I just don't, like, why are you tormenting these poor people? Like, I don't want to pay $10 to watch some fucking girl get a fish hooked down her throat and her eyeballs drilled out. Like, why? Why would I want to do that? How is this entertainment?
Sounds hot.
Oh god. Like, there was, I don't remember which Saw it was, but there was like this business dude. He somehow got captured by the Saw dude, and he was just sitting at the bottom of this empty vat. It was like this huge industrial-sized vat. And then he's like, oh, how did I get here? Oh. And he's like, do you want to play a game? And then, all of a sudden, this dead pig...
You should voice Saw next. Do you want to play a game? No? Okay. Maybe next time we'll be able to play the game. I really like games. Please. Please, my parents didn't love me enough. I just want to play. Nobody plays with me.
So this fucking pig corpse just comes out, and it's on a hook, and it's moving, and then it gets thrown into like a meat grinder, and it just goes, and it sprays the pig body and pig guts into the vat, and it just like covers this guy. And then he's like, and then he's like, well, do you want this to happen again? And he's like, no, it's super gross. But then he just keeps throwing pig guts at him, and then he makes the guy drown in pig liquid. And I'm like, why? Like, this is disgusting. Like, I hate this. It was just not something I want to watch.
I don't know how to beat this game.
Have you tried going fast?
Yeah, I don't know quite how to beat that level. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of like Paranormal Activity. Like, I thought The Exorcist was a really good movie too. It's like with horror and like ghost movies and shit, it has to fall into that like. It has to fall into that weird category of either being like so bad it's good or just absolutely incredible. Otherwise, it's terrible.
I completely agree. And it's not even like I think most horror movies are terrible. They just like don't interest me or gross me out too much. But I agree, The Exorcist I did really enjoy. It was just very well done. Like, it was a legitimately good film, you know? It's like, a lot of films, they really try to stick to a genre, and I just think that's fine if you're really into a genre, but if you're not into the genre, then it's like, well, this ain't for me. But some films, they defy genre. They exist outside of it, and they're just beautiful pieces of art. You can't define them.
The Room, though.
The perfect example. That really defied genre. It defied everything.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Incredible.
Did you watch the Blair Witch Project? I actually didn't. I haven't seen it. I watched Cloverfield, though, which apparently was similar. I didn't like Cloverfield. I also thought it was boring.
I loved Cloverfield.
South Park did a good job of making fun of it. Like, I'm so startled.
Yeah.
That's actually how I felt about I Am Legend. Like, I watched it in the theater. Actually, I did like I Am Legend, but there was a lot of startling that went on, and I don't know. No one likes being startled. At least I don't. I was just like, Like, I'm gonna pay $10 to feel like that? I don't think so. I also saw I Am Legend during... I saw it in high school.
Dude, I loved I Am Legend.
I did too. Yeah, I'm not talking shit on it.
Okay. I thought you were talking shit on it.
Well, so the context I saw it in, this actually speaks to how good the movie was. I still liked it, but... So, I took driver's ed, and it was over the course of 4 days.
The context of your I Am Legend story is in the context of driver's ed.
Yes, but I didn't watch it during driver's ed. So I took driver's ed over winter break, and it was 4 days, 8 hours a day of just driver's ed, and I hated it.
Wait, did you go to a class for it?
I did, yeah.
Dude, rookie mistake, my friend. Rookie mistake.
Could you not go to a class?
I just took it all online.
I didn't fucking know you could God, wow.
Yeah.
That's...
Rookie mistake, dude. Rookie mistake.
Oh, man. I'm so disappointed in my teenage self. My parents probably purposely were, like, making me go to the class. But yeah, so during all this, I wore a lot of contacts in high school. I was trying not to wear glasses. Because I was a self-conscious high schooler.
You talk about how you, like, dressed like a goth person or something.
I wore a lot of cat-eye contact lenses. But yeah, so I developed this issue, I think it was called giant conjunctivitis, and basically contacts were super irritating my eyes, but I hadn't figured it out yet. So it was just 8 hours of me sitting in this class that I despised with most irritated, uncomfortable eyes. Like, I had, like, tears running down my face the whole time. And I was just like, and then during one of the nights after driver's ed, we saw I Am Legend in theaters, and I still enjoyed the movie, even though I was in, like, the worst mood.
Even though you had irritated eye syndrome?
Yeah, and there was a lot of startling that went on, but I think it just got my mind off of driver's ed. There wasn't really a point to this story.
Have I told you the story about my buddy with irritated eye syndrome?
Was that the one who people always thought he was high? Which I also had that
issue
with.
No, like he didn't have irritated eye syndrome. He was high.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me about this guy.
Me and a couple buddies, we were out and we went to Jack in the Box. And before we went to Jack in the Box, some shenanigans may have ensued, where some of the individuals in the car were not entirely sober. And the result was that they had red eyes. So...
Irritated eye syndrome.
Well, I'm getting there. We were driving and we had just gone to Jack in the Box, but while we were in Jack in the Box, we saw a couple cops. No big deal. Like, police officers are fine. Nothing against them or anything. But, shit. But, as we left, I'm pretty sure they kind of knew what was going on, but they didn't, you know, we weren't doing anything bad. But then we left, and I dropped my friend off, and then all of a sudden, I'm driving. I hear the sirens, and I'm just like, oh, god damn it. So, we get pulled over, and, like, where I'm from, it's a very... Not much goes on where I'm from. So
There's also a bunch of, like, upper middle class, stuck-up white families who were like, cops patrol everything, make sure nothing bad happens ever.
Yeah. So, essentially, the thing that they were worried about the most was that, essentially, I was driving past curfew. Because where I'm from, if you're under 18, you're not allowed to, like, essentially have a life past 10 o'clock. And so they checked my ID, blah, 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 blah. And they look at the guy and they're like, why are your eyes so red? And he just goes, I have irritated eye syndrome. And there were two cops. There was like a good cop, bad cop thing going on. and it was only the good cop that was there, and the good cop just looks at him, like kind of confused and skeptical, but just goes, okay, and then like turns and takes the IDs back to his buddy who was like running our plates or something to make sure that I wasn't trying to freaking like that I didn't steal my car or something. I don't know, but essentially they were trying to get me for driving past curfew, and I was 18 at the time. So yeah, it was a crock of shit. But
yeah, I grew up in a pretty similar town. Like it was a good place to grow up because there wasn't too much crime or anything. But like the cops were just kind of annoying. Like, you know, we didn't have to deal with police brutality or any of that bullshit. But there was just a lot of cops that was like, you could tell they kind of got off on busting teenagers because they were bored and...
Well, that, and in like an upper middle class neighborhood, when there's not that much going on, like they gotta meet their quotas, right? And when I asked them why they pulled me over, the guy said that my back tail light was out.
That's always what they say.
And it definitely wasn't, but whatever. I don't give a shit. Although the funniest part was that one of the guys that we were with, I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about because
I do.
I've told you the story. He didn't have his ID on him, and so they asked him for like his birthday and his address, and he gave a birthday that was like a day off. So they asked him, and they're like, "What was your birthday?" September 29th. And then he goes and checks his shit, and then he comes back, and then he's like, "That's not your birthday. Why are you lying to me? When's your birthday?" And then he's like, September 3rd. And then he's like, "Dude, that's also not your birthday. Step out of the fucking car. Why are you lying to me?" And then he's like, "I'm scared. I'm scared." And so like, they started patting him down, and yeah, it was just a really funny situation.
Oh my god. Sometimes you just forget your own birthday.
Dude, sometimes you just forget your own birthday. And I'm sitting in the front seat, and I knew his birthday. That's not his birthday, by the way. I was using my birthday as reference because I don't want to throw this kid under the bus. But I was just sitting there like, how? I remember your birthday. How do you not remember your birthday?
We had an Australian roommate for part of college, and one of my favorite things was him trying to do an American accent. It was so funny. It was so funny.
Oh my god.
I don't know what it is, like someone trying to do your accent. It's just so funny.
How is Eggman faster than Sonic? It doesn't make sense. My favorite thing was taking him to Outback Steakhouse the first day that he got here. I thought that was hilarious.
Because what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, we needed to give him some Australian cuisine.
Yeah, we're like, hey, you probably feel homesick, so we're taking you to Outback. Got him a bloomin' onion. It was...
Oh god.
It was great.
It actually, it was tasty.
It was. I felt like awful after eating it, but it was really delicious.
An authentic Australian dish. Only thing that would have been better is if we got him Vegemite.
Ooh. Did he actually like Vegemite?
Probably. All those people that speak in weird tongues do.
Those dang Aussies. Do I remember the country you live in? Duh, you're in the Netherlands, dude. You're Dutch. A Dutchman.
Deutschland.
Yeah, the Netherlands, I think it might be my favorite country in Europe. Like, it's definitely up there. I really liked the Netherlands.
Just because they legalized pot.
You know, that's one reason. It definitely helps. I feel like the Dutch get it, you know? They get it. And also, like, at least Amsterdam. Like, I only really went to Amsterdam, so I can't...
I was there.
Yeah. We stayed in Amsterdam for like a week, and it was just a really...
It was super fun.
It was just a great city. Like, you could bike everywhere, which I thought was really cool. Like, we live in San Diego. You have to drive everywhere. And that's cool, but like, being able to just ride a bike and not have to really worry about getting hit by a car, and it actually being practical is, like, it's magical. The best part was, well, it definitely wasn't the best part, but in the Netherlands, since weed was legal, we bought some space cakes, and I made the mistake of eating one, like just a whole space cake. I knew what I was getting myself into, but it was still quite the journey. It was.
Yeah.
I like fell asleep in our hostel. Like I ate it at like 9 p.m. because that's the kind of guy I am. And then I was like just reading Game of Thrones. Like, oh, I'll get high, read some Game of Thrones. It'll be cool. And then I just started getting like super, super high. And I was like, okay. And I just fell asleep. And then I woke up at like 3 in the morning and was so high.
So don't do drugs, kids. That's like the crux of the story. It's really bad decision.
So it was like 3 in the morning, and I was just like ridiculously high, and there was no one around. It was just dark. It was super weird. Like just really bizarre, surreal. I had to like walk to the bathroom to calm down. It wound up being fine, but don't do drugs, kids. That's what I'll say. Sure.
Good job, Grant. Be a positive role model.
Yeah. And especially don't get, if you're trying to read Game of Thrones, you gotta keep it under control. See, it's weird for us because we don't know who's on the other end here, so we kind of have to be careful about what we say.
We do not advocate for drug use. In fact, we would advocate against it because I don't want to be sued.
Well said, Ryan. Well said. It's all about the sober lifestyle.
Honestly, though.
Actually,
like, there's something to it, buddy. Like, after we got drunk yesterday, I just, like, didn't want to do any work. And granted, like, I didn't do any work yesterday, like, after the stream. But, still. Like, on a normal Thursday, even if we were done working, if I didn't get drunk, I would have just kept going. Like, I always have shit to do on the fucking channel, so it's like, I would have just kept... I would have, like, started editing streams, or I would have tried to do Twitch emotes, or I would have tried to do this, or that, or the other.
But, like, saying the sober lifestyle is where it's at, that's not the same as saying don't get drunk at 3 in the afternoon, Because sometimes it's good to unwind.
Don't get drunk at 3 in the afternoon. That's the argument that we're trying to make here.
There's this interesting Joe Rogan podcast, Ted Nugent. He's like this super good guitarist, and he has never done anything ever. He'll like occasionally have one beer, and he's also like just a crazy guy. Like he's just one of the weirdest characters ever. Never done anything though. Like obviously is super good at what he does, but he's no Jimi Hendrix in the sense that like putting fucking
because he doesn't smoke weed.
Yeah, or putting acid under his headband and
wait, what?
Doing concerts and stuff. Jimi Hendrix did that, yeah.
What crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, but yeah, like and he's had a very successful life and clearly has.
Jimi Hendrix?
No, Ted Nugent.
Okay, because I was gonna say last I checked, Jimmy isn't doing too hot.
Yeah. That was also a weird situation though with him. It's not like
27 Club?
Yeah, he overdosed on wine and sleeping pills. Like it wasn't like he was doing heroin or something. I mean, maybe he was, but like it's not really the illicit substances that killed him.
That is true. That is true.
It was just like a weird. There's actually rumors that he got these sleeping pills in the UK. Maybe were they painkillers? Either way, they were legal, and they were like stronger than he thought they were. And then had wine. It was just like a weird way for Jimi Hendrix to die. Like, It's a
weird way for anybody to die.
Yeah.
Death is a weird way for anybody to die.
Yeah. I thought he choked on his own vomit. That could have been it.
I mean, that was probably from drinking and taking too many sleeping pills.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Because I've never done it, but I would imagine that if you do it, then you probably end up puking.
Yeah, and then, you're all passed out and just not awake enough to roll over. You're screwed.
It's why drinking in excess is very dangerous, because if you drink too much and like you drink to the point where you pass out, and you end up throwing up and you're on your back, then the throw up can get caught in your throat, and your body doesn't react properly to it, and that's how you choke and die. Like it's something that they warn you about. It's like one of the things.
It ain't pretty.
Welcome to Tree School Streams!
Woo! We talk about everything from weird sex jokes.
Ted Nugent to weird sex jokes to Jimi Hendrix dying on his own puke.
Woo!
It's amazing.
Guys, name a word, then my autocorrect will make a story for me.
Francis.
That's a name.
Fleeble Flobble.
That's not a word.
Spaghetti.
That's a meme. It's not a word, though. Unless you're Italian. Someone touch my spaghetti.
Alright, pickles.
There you go. Pickles.
Fine. I had to resort to pickles.
Pickles. They're like cucumbers, but pickled.
Can't stand cucumbers.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them either. They're like, I don't know. They just don't taste
The
great.
only food that I don't like are sweet potatoes and cucumbers.
like-
Although, admittedly, I haven't really had beets. Pickles are a meme? What?
I still regret not making a spaghetti story, never knew. We could have done it.
We can still do it.
Nah, it's past its prime. It was spaghetti and Ugandan knuckles were going strong for a while. We made a Ugandan knuckles one, but not spaghetti.
Finally. I could not beat that level for the life of me.
How do you not like cucumber? Well, they taste weird.